Okay, right. So the first method, or the methods I earlier discussed about trying to deal with this question of risk and uncertainty was to, go out there and carry out some market research, and I discussed you could either sort of do some field research or do some desk research and about sampling. Oops, talked about sampling, and then we then sort of went on and said, well, we could then carry out some kind of sensitivity analysis. So, we're really talking about relativity here, sensitivity analysis. And then I said, if you had good computers, or you could, this is what sensitivity analysis tends to work with just the one, if you like, single variable. But with simulation, we could have a range of variables and plug all the numbers into the computer, and it could tell us the different possible outcomes. Well, another very popular method is referred to as the expected value. So some kind of average, some sort of weighted average based on, if you like, of all the possible outcomes. So again, it says it calculates the average return that will be made if the decision is repeated again and again. So let's just quickly, so if you turn in your textbook to page 241, you'll see what I'm talking about. I will just quickly go there. Let's sort of see what's happening here. Right, let me just do something there so I can actually write on this. So it shows an example, illustration 4. So I'm going to work through it, and it says here that right. Here we are. Good. Here we have an. Let me just press the ball. Yeah, I'm going to try a different color. I've been on black for a while. So an organization is considering launching a new product. It will do so if the expected value, so it will do so if this average, if the expected average of the total revenue is in excess of 1,000. So the selling price is going to be set at 10, and it's gone out there, it's done some market research, and it's found out that there is a probability that it is a 15% chance it will sell 80 units, there's a 50% chance it will sell 100 units, and there's a 35% chance it will sell 120 units. So if the selling price is at £10 at all units sold, well, you can see that £10 times the number of units gives us the revenue, and then we now have this total revenue here, and we have these probabilities. So we can find the probability at each level of revenue. So for £800, 15% gives us £120. This gives us 500, and this gives us, so I'm basically finding the probability times the revenue to get the payoff. So I have the revenues at each of the individual probabilities, and I add everything together, and I get this expected value of 1,014. So the expected value, if you like, the expected average revenue given the probabilities is done by multiplying the revenue times the individual probability for the three situations and adding them together. So, I mean, it's an average, really. I mean, we don't know really what's going to happen, but at least we have some information via the research we've done. So we can expect 1,014 if we have a selling price of £10, and it is greater than £1,000. So we're like, yeah, that's fine. We will go with making this product. Great. So that's let me just go back to my slides just to make sure that I think that's where I was going. Yeah. So that's the first one. And so let's quickly look at some of the advantages. We have somewhat reduced our range of probabilities to a single number, resulting in an easier decision. They're relatively simple. We're pretty much finding what the probability of an outcome is, multiplying it and adding it all together. And that's that. Of course, this idea of probability, who knows? It's all still very subjective. And if it's weighted, you know, what meaning does it really have? If you like, the EV sometimes just does not correspond to any of the actual possible outcomes. You notice there were 3 different outcomes there. So again, it's very much an average scenario here. Okay, great stuff. So this is the next one we've talked about. So far we have talked about sensitivity analysis, we have talked about simulations, and we have talked about the use of EV. We'll come back to EVs again when we talk about decision tables, but the key point is you now know the process. In the next video, we will look at what's referred to as payoff tables. Okay, I'll see you then.